Puerto Ricans did what some thought impossible. They took to the streets and they did not stop until Governor Ricardo Rosselló agreed to step down. But I want to talk to you about a sort of quiet revolution that has been going on since way before the protests started. Because as you probably know by now, what you saw in the streets was built-up resentment from decades of bad government.
No lo vamos a permitir más.
See, corruption is nothing new in Puerto Rico, and neither is neglect of the island's education, infrastructure, and most vulnerable communities. So in the absence of effective government, Puerto Ricans have organized to fill in the gaps. Around the island, there are groups taking over abandoned buildings from hundreds of schools that the government shut down. They're turning them into businesses, community centers, and even apartments. I've already reported on some of these groups, but Puerto Ricans don't cease to amaze me. So during my last trip to the island, I met yet another community group, this one in El Caño, Martín, Peña. They've been doing amazing things for their people for years now. Now they have more than 30 initiatives, so I'm gonna focus on 3. Number 1, the response after Hurricane Maria. While the government was letting food and water bottles go to waste, this community group was giving families cash, clearing streets, and rebuilding. Sadly, there are still homes with blue tarps all over the island. But if it weren't for community groups like this one, there would be even more Puerto Ricans like Don Porfirio Torres without roofs.
Huracán María me llevó el techo completo. Se me fue la esperanza a las uñas de los pies.
With money from donations, they built more than 100 new roofs in this community, including Don Porfirio's.
Somos una opción para las familias del Caño Martín Peña en términos de una respuesta inmediata. Y hemos demostrado que somos más efectivos. De hecho, hoy Puerto Rico está de pie, no por la ayuda del Estado. Muchas de las comunidades en Puerto Rico se levantaron gracias a las ONG o a las organizaciones sin fines de lucro que existen en el país.
Number 2, grassroots economy. They're creating jobs for their youth and even coming up with their own currency. You might have heard that young people in many cases have to leave the island after college because they have few opportunities if they stay. And the government has created tax breaks to attract businesses and investors. But some say that takes away power from communities.
La economía de nosotros es de servicio, de servir, de con estas corporaciones grandes nos dan los empleos, pero realmente no nos apoderamos del país. Lo que hacemos es servirle a otros intereses.
So this group came up with an alternative. They employ youth to work directly with their communities. Sorimar Rodríguez Díaz is community coordinator.
Nos pagan algo que a casi nadie en Puerto Rico le están pagando dentro de mi comunidad, con mi gente.
And the currency, it's called pasos, or steps. And they're creating a store where you can only use the community currency. They're using it to reward community volunteers, but they hope it becomes something bigger.
Que la gente no tengamos que seguir dependiendo de otros para nosotros echar hacia adelante y crecer como comunidad.
And number 3, land ownership. This is huge to protect people's properties, especially because gentrification is becoming a problem in parts of the island after Hurricane Maria. But in El Caño Martín Peña, they're protected through a land trust.
Hay una tenencia colectiva de la tierra que la administra la comunidad en función de la comunidad. No es el Estado para llenarse los bolsillos, es la comunidad en función de la comunidad.
Now, they've been able to accomplish all of this thanks to private and public funding. But every year they have to negotiate with politicians to get the money they need. And a lot of times they say that falls short. And that's especially hurtful in times like this, when they see government officials face corruption charges.
Vemos cómo se les dan contratos a los amigos del alma. Entonces, lastimosamente, la gente que realmente necesita llegarse de esos fondos y beneficiarse de esos fondos son los menos que se benefician y se benefician los bolsillos de los grandes intereses del país.
So what now? Well, they fear that these corruption scandals will lead to tighter federal control. Puerto Rico is already under the watchful eye of something called the Fiscal Control Board, known as La Junta. There are plenty of Puerto Ricans that don't like La Junta. One of the popular chants during the protest was Ricky resign and take the junta with you.
Pues eso sería seguir perpetuando la situación colonial del país. La noción que tiene y la opinión que tiene el presidente Donald Trump de que Puerto Rico es un país corrupto. Y no podemos hablar del país, tenemos que hablar de los políticos de turno.
So now that the people are empowered to build a better Puerto Rico, is a grassroots future possible?
El futuro de Puerto Rico está en el empoderamiento de todas las comunidades.